Welcome in, everyone. Happy Wednesday to you. Happy hump day. How are we doing? Throwing the last dish on the drying rack just as timer runs out. It's like sitting there trying to rinse it and watching the timer going down. Hey, Zeeks. Start off with making some coffee tonight. Thank you for the follow. Hey, Trigger. Welcome in, Atomic Cat. Cooled down too much. Normally I want to start back in there at 30 seconds, but I'm going to let this come up another degree or two here. There we go. I am quite well. Things have been awesome lately. Let me get this. It's too low. I am ready for my break. I'm taking a week off here shortly. Disconnecting. No internet, no mass media, no social media, minus maybe a little Discord. mostly going to be chilling. But, I mean, I'll probably sit there, be planning and scheming either way. Yeah, sugar. I've got at least one book queued up for my time off. Might have more stuff. We'll see. Cheers, chap. Thank you for joining me tonight. I see if I can figure that out. Too many scenes, not enough buttons on my Stream Deck. And no, I'm not going to buy a bigger Stream Deck. Let's see, we have anywhere near malleable butter here yet? Not really. Still give that a little bit. That is pretty much across the board with that company, Sugar. Like, I probably would not buy one today with what I know, you know, and the stuff that I've learned since starting streaming. It goes through, yeah, pretty much across the board. You're paying a premium for their name. You're paying a premium for their design. You can buy, like, I've been talking with someone else about the paddles. About the foot pedals. They have a tri-action foot pedal, and you can buy single action USB. You can probably buy a cheapo USB hub and 3 of those, like, $12, probably $20 now, USB ones, and Yeah. I just didn't want to call him out without... I am very jealous of Rhino Lion's 5-pedal setup that it was by a company that seems to no longer exist. I've done some searches for it. Unless what? No, not a sponsor. No one's sponsoring me. Actually, this is probably better in this. However, no, now, Trigger, since you've been here last, you have not seen that I have changed up some things here. And, we can change up what we're seeing here just by what I'm saying, like, cutting board camera. Or over on the stove. Over on the stove. There we go. Over on the cutting board.
Happy Wednesday.
Welcome in. Happy Wednesday to you as well. Yeah, captions, that's what I said. Thank you so much for the resub. Which of course means I need your input into the Discord. If I can figure out where I put my Discord button. There it is. Now, what flavor should I be doing on Sunday? I kept saying Friday the other stream. It's going to be Sunday. I'm going to be doing a long stream on Sunday. We have our choices of raspberry, blueberry, blackberry, strawberry, plum, peach, orange, or apple cinnamon. I can double check my Twitch page here, but pretty sure here. Yeah. Hey, Rhino. Apple cinnamon, tying up the apple, cinnamon, and peach. What? Ooh, boy. Welcome in, J Random. I am going to add sugar first. I'm going to use brown sugar and granulated. I would welcome that. I haven't figured it out, but I was actually sort of thinking of the idea of, now that we have this whole Twitch share the stream thing through Twitch set up, guest star is what they're calling it. I think it's like a mashup of Zoom and Twitch, but it makes it pretty easy to actually, if people have a camera or several cameras, to cook along or cook together. I need to measure this. I don't know why I'm just randomly going in there. What am I making tonight, Rocket? You can type menu or dinner, exclamation mark menu or dinner. Give you the full spiel. It's just a little bit above you though there. Someone just did it. Starting off with dessert though. We're starting off with the cookies. But the challenge for today, aside from the menu, is that every Wednesday we have an ingredient challenge on this stream. I hold a vote in Discord. It was between cheese balls and coffee this week, and coffee prevailed. It was a close battle down to the very end. And so I'm going to be using some raw coffee and some cold brew coffee. Mix all this up together. Mash it all together. Actually, I think this might be a good... Let's see how this works with this. Hey, Sahara. Yeah, I'm gonna mute the mics for a second for the grinder. Raw coffee going in there. This actually very conveniently ends up with the very last of a batch, so it doesn't really matter too much that my grind is off. Just a little light mix of that in there just to begin. And cocoa. And let's go with the eggs first before we get into that. probably start preheating this oven too. Looking almost like brownies right now. A little salt. Let's see, what else do I need in here before we get into the other stuffs? New bottle of vanilla. Hey Nomu, how you been? I have been great, Nomu. We're gonna add a little vanilla in here, like I said. Welcome in, Raiders. Thank you for that raid, Gen Pals. How are we? Where are we coming from? What are we doing? Welcome, welcome, welcome. I am cooking with coffee tonight. Well, I'm drinking something too, but I'm always drinking coffee. Starting off with making some cookies. Doing some cocoa coffee chocolate chip cookies. We've got our batter almost mixed here. I'm just adding a little vanilla in there. Oven preheating. This has already got our brown sugar, granulated sugar, butter, cocoa, ground coffee, just straight ground coffee in there. D&D crafting. Ended up having nice sourdough crackers. Just tell me, I'm assuming just essentially flour and sour cream. I'm not familiar, but I'm thinking, oh, sourdough crackers. I'm sitting here thinking sour cream instead of sourdough. I'm like, well, you can make crackers with sour cream and flour. There's some salt in there. Let's do some baking powder, some baking soda. Nice. Did you get one of those like combo packs of different coffees, or you meeting up with a bunch of people in different coffees, or? Grab the water glass while I'm back here. What are you looking at, camera? Over here. Over here. Yeah, over here. You see, this one's even worse. It's like a kid to the adult. You know, we have Mr. Wiggles and we have Son of Wiggles here, and yeah, Son of Wiggles, like, Mr. Wiggles just wiggles and gets lost and acts a little like an elderly. This one will just straight up, like, say no. $200 sourdough, 2 tablespoons butter, seasoning. Nice. I do pour-overs. I like pour-overs. I find espresso too finicky. And to be honest, I don't want to learn 101 different recipes. Much less learn 101 recipes and have to learn the Americanized versions that Starbucks and Dunkin' Donuts and Tim Hortons create. Though I live in California, so our Dunkin' Donut exposure is rather limited. They exist, but they're pretty sparse. Nice. Well, that's the sort of, well, yeah, you can get lost in the details. You can get really lost in the details. We'll call that mixed enough. I was just sitting here thinking, I think that thing's almost out. I think there's at least another 20 sheets in that thing. Parchment just never running out, which I don't mind. I mean, hey, unless I have to buy, but. thank you so much for the raid and for sharing your community. Greatly appreciate that. I hope you enjoy the rest of your day, evening, morning. I have no idea what time it is for you right now. Oh darn, I'm just remembering that I forgot something I wanted for a project. I knew there was something else that I wanted for it. I was sitting there looking at items and I'm like, there's gotta be something else. East Coaster. Yeah, we have people from all over here. We get Europeans, we get East and West Coast US, Australians. Where's everyone tuning in from? I mean, I know for a fair number of you, but nice. Are you watching a DeviantOlm film while you're figuring it out, or hitting up the YouTube for the diagnostic? Welcome. I looked that up the other night too, and I didn't do anything about it. Or I looked it up last night, and I didn't do anything about it. Oh, the browser. Yeah, we don't want that, Zeke. Cue the Mission Impossible music. So, there might be one more cookie there, but we'll just forget that this exists. So taking our first batches over the oven here. Oven's up to temp. I didn't hear you beep. Take a look at those in 10 minutes and see how they're doing. Get rid of that. Make sure that's muted. Okay. Let's prep veggies next. Yeah, veggies next. Leaving the skin on, but dicing it, so the skin, dicing it more to make sure that the skin is broken up, and less because I need it to be this small to boil. Water. Need some water. Alright, so those are ready when I'm ready for them. Carrots. So this is what I'm going to be using for my cold brew for most of this pre-made coffee. How long has it been since I've done a Korean week? I don't know that well, we had Korean appetizers, didn't we? I think we had Korean appetizers last as far as that. I will tell you, it's been not long enough that I still have gochujang in my refrigerator. But gochujang lasts for like forever. It's fermented, you know, like it'll last better than most condiments. I tried to start off keeping track of all of them, and I started listing them up in the info section. I've just lost track. And I'm sorry for that, chat, but yeah. So I am going to take this honey and I don't know what else. To glazed carrots. Oh, I know what I can throw in there for some massive flavor to go along with this. I have never had this before, by the way. This is in no way... Like, I have never tried this before. I know it's a pretty major brand, but I don't buy refrigerated or cold brew coffee essentially ever. I was looking for one that was essentially a clean coffee flavor. Most of them, you know, cream, vanilla, you know, cappuccino, or and I do enjoy what is the one that sort of started off the ones being in the supermarkets? Blue Bottle. I do enjoy their little cartons every now and then. That's a rarity, but I guess Starbucks was a little bit into it, but I was sort of thinking of the smaller niche coffees breaking in with the cold brews, you know, cold in the refrigerator, supermarket sort of a thing. But yeah, I guess Starbucks is there. So we'll do this. I really don't understand the flavored ones. Well, it's marketing. I understand why it actually occurs, but from the purchaser's standpoint, I don't understand. Like, you're gonna go to the trouble to make me this beautiful, very refined, very processed product, and you want to make it taste like something fake else. Ooh, new sauce.
Dollar message.
Why did we get a dollar message there? Was there no message along with that? Thank you for the gift sub, Zahara. And I can only guess, but what would be your choice for the Discord? If I can get the Discord to pop up. Oven's beeping. Everything happening at once. No, that's not what I wanted. There, that's what I wanted. Apple cinnamon. Today is the last day, by the way, chat, for this week, for this month. In those just another 2 minutes. I can tell you that we're going to change things up for next month. I told you that we're going to do different things with the vote. And so next month, I'm going to be doing a summer jardiniere. It's an Italian pickled veg medley used for sandwiches, all sorts of stuff eaten by itself. Throwing on top of pasta for a simple summer pasta dish. And so next month, the vote is going to be on the ratio of carrots to cauliflower to onion to jalapeno to trying to remember what all I was planning to throw into this. And so whatever the ending vote ends up being next month is going to be the ratio I use to make my pickling. Turn the timer off. Pull these out. Yeah. Go over here with these. All right, second one of these. I'm just going to start off by giving this second one's 12 minutes. Let's pull out these last couple carrots I got and prep these up for this. Oh, I have less carrots than I even thought. it'll be enough for me. It'll be good for me, but I'm gonna do a double check in the fridge, see if I don't have any other carrots in there. I don't think I do. Hey, Hammock. Welcome in. Confucius always reminds me randomly of junior high, and the girls in my class all having a period where they were saying, "I'm Confucius." What was the last movie I've seen in theaters? That would be Ford vs. Ferrari. I strongly considered going to see Oppenheimer, but I figured the major draw for me to go and see Oppenheimer is entirely just that nuclear explosion. Because I've read most of the facts and the info. And so, I mean, it really boils down to the explosion and knowing what's going to happen later on in his life and not really wanting to go to see a movie about that. Nice smell. I do and I don't like mushrooms. I guess it's probably partially the mood that I'm in, sort of a thing. It's also they have to be done right. Like, don't give me, like, I do not accept mushrooms from Five Guys or fast food locations where they're, like, essentially grayish and sweated to nothingness. Oh, that's every cat ham, huh? We are merely our feline slaves. I don't have a cat, so I guess I'm not, but hey, they also make me sick. I also don't, I'm also not a fan in a lot of ways that I see mushrooms regularly done. Like, I don't know how many times I have seen places just essentially drench portobello mushrooms in cheap balsamic and roast them until they're practically crispy. I've never liked that. I don't know if there was ever a version of that is good, but I have never thought that was a decent thing to serve someone. And I have served it to tons of people because I was given the order to. I'm not a huge fan of button mushrooms. Button mushrooms I feel like are almost entirely just for garnish, just because they're the cute little almost circular mushroom that you can put on top of pizzas or in a soup, and it's very distinguishable. Flavor-wise, I think they're junk. I much rather have oyster mushrooms, which are much harder to cut up and make look nice. I'm pretty much just not a fan of portobellos at all. I like creminis, but creminis are essentially just portobellos. Creminis or baby bellas, the little brown ones, they are actually portobello mushrooms harvested within hours of being portobellos. Like, they come through in the morning, they harvest at least twice a day in these mushroom places. And they come through and they get the little small brown ones to make room for the big portobellos. Yep, cats are, they're definitely have personalities. Although they don't show like any emotion in their face whatsoever. Beach mushrooms, there's a couple of more fancier ones out there you sort of have to seek out and find. There's a couple that a local mushroom place makes that I like, but I doubt any of you are going to get the same ones. I like gnocchi. I like chanterelles. I love morels, but morels they have to be like treated with respect, used sparingly. Like, a couple of them. I can't stand all the fake truffle stuff out there. All this truffle oil out there using fake feet smell to pretend to be truffles. Also, much more of a fan of seasonal morels over fire morels. Have I ever used? Yes, I've served as wait staff. Very limited, though. I wouldn't say like, I was working at a place that was regularly using them or getting the nice ones in, or,
one of the restaurants traveling 2 or 3 places after they visit Spago. I don't know if that's still the thing, but for a long time, Spago, like, they just went straight from the airport to Spago. The rest of LA got them after, if they didn't like them. They're getting really close with that ham hock, and they're also growing them in a lot of different areas, especially the blonde and the white ones. You can get the like dime-sized ones pretty readily now, easily. It's the large ones that okay, cookie's done. Cookie's done. Our last batch of cookies here. I was premature with this. I think she was here right off of the bat. I don't know. I have a horrible memory for that. Ham hock. This is definitely more garlic than I need. Cosmic. Welcome to my cookie stream. Sure she does. I think she was streaming earlier today. If you look in the Who's Live Now channel of the Discord, she goes live almost every day. Just usually earlier than this. She raided me yesterday, I think. Yeah, she raided me yesterday. Nice cosmic. Meet the tide. Welcome, welcome. We've started the evening off with the cookies. We've got our chocolate chip, cocoa, and coffee cookies cooling down here now. I'm primarily thinking coffee in the sauce for tonight. I have done coffee rub actually on stream before without it being like a theme or anything of the night. So we're going to be doing coffee glazed carrots. I'm going to be doing tonight's steak idea. I've found some beautiful hanger steak, which is not the most beautiful cut of steak, but it is one of the more flavorful, more tender, more delicious. Yeah. And then I'm going to treat that almost au pav style. We're going to do a whole bunch of pepper with that. I'm going to do a whole bunch of pepper in the sauce with it, along with the coffee. And yeah, so that's the plan. Have I gone through my coffee for tonight? I have. I think it's maybe time we make our mocktail. Thank you for the follow. Start in with the cold brew. One more till giveaway. One more. Caution that with the giveaway will be the next stream it's the next stream after we pass like the goal. Gives me time to figure things out and do the purchasing of stuff not on my streaming PC. Where are you? There you go. I am cheating. You have to think of tonight's drink from me as being essentially the dive bar equivalent of this drink. The original version of this drink uses a cola, and you can use a much fancier cola than, you know, one of the originals. And it uses cherry juice that has added sugar to it, almost like simple syrup but made with cherry juice. I instead am using cherry Coke. Nice. Long Sunday stream. Long stream on Sunday, starting early. Starting early. Maybe going long. I told you it's the equivalent of
It's the equivalent of dive bar version of this drink. Do I reduce my simple syrup? No. You heat simple syrup in order to allow it to absorb more sugar, but do I reduce it? No. Reducing it down doesn't, like, you can reduce it down to a certain point, but at a certain point you start getting sugar crystals again because it's reduced to the point that it can't hold it in the liquid. Well, the whole thing is you need to break down the sugar crystal in order to allow more to be held by the water loosely. Basically, you're not going to get any more sugar to stay stable in water much past about 60%, 50-60%. What glass for the drink tonight? I don't use enough ice. There's a bit more in this. Welcome in non-existing username. Cheers, everyone. Let's give this a shot, see if this is even tolerable. I'm gonna hold off on making an opinion on this. I walked away with nearly nothing from culinary school. There were people that walked away with so much stuff out of the CIA. Oh my, like... Dude I know that worked in the bookshop basically walked away with a library. Is that Coke with a lemon on top? No, this is a combination of cold brew coffee, cherry Coke, and lime.
You're gonna have to ask someone who plays more video games than me. I do not know what the Fallout cola is. That was me using honey out earlier. Honey's going in with the cold brew coffee for with the carrots. Lime juice in there with our coffee and our honey. This is going to be our acid in there. The last thing I'm going to add into that is actually a little bit of Vegemite. Round out that savoriness, bitteriness. I think coffee and Vegemite actually go together pretty well. Sort of makes sense. They're both sort of savory breakfast flavors. Get some of that good stuff out. Not a sponsor, but still a fan. I discovered this while streaming. This is a new thing to me, basically. I still love it. And I'm mostly heating this just to incorporate everything like you would a simple syrup. We're getting everything liquefied and mixed up, but not necessarily reduced. All right. It's not a syrup yet, felines. You want me to show you my simple syrup? I have simple syrup right here. I can show you. That is simple syrup. I know it's in a booze bottle, but that is simple syrup. Let me put it this way, soda. This soda has more sugar in it than simple syrup. Yeah, I just used up the last of my bourbon making ice cream for tonight. I've already got ice cream pre-made for the most part tonight, chat. I have a Ninja Creamy, if you're familiar or not. And so I have pre-made last night after we decided that coffee was the winner. I went ahead and made a mixture of heavy cream, coffee, bourbon, and simple syrup. Allowed this to freeze into essentially a solid block. I got 3 of these, and so I'm going to give a blend to those a little bit later. For those unfamiliar with a Paco Jet or the homemade version, the creamy with an I, it's essentially a very fancy drill press. And what they do, instead of making ice cream and making sure that it doesn't form crystals when you freeze it, it instead cuts it and breaks the crystals and cuts it so finely and so quickly that it turns essentially into ice cream versus doing it the other way around. Sort of like the difference between milling and additive process. Now that's maple syrup. That sounds delicious, Ham Hock. I wish I had some maple trees to do that with. It's a lot of boiling from what I understand, though. Like, much more than people expect. Oh, hey, there's a burner on back here for some reason. I don't normally do that. Let's see if I can quick figure this out from this side here. I guess I'm gonna have to look it up. I need to figure out how I can turn off the touch capacitive part to my earbuds through the Bluetooth to my computer, because half of the time when I'm bumping my earbud to push it back in my ear because it falls out is because it keeps changing with the audio stuff and it turns the music off on me when I don't expect it. Fun stuff like that. Oh, hey, we can turn this oven off now that we're done doing these cookies. So that would help my house not be so hot. You need to be Johnny on the spot until it's over. Yeah, I'm not familiar with any of, like, I see the videos and stuff of that, and you see these trees, and it seems like the newer methods are much more friendly to trees, but it still looks like they're tapping them, you know, like at least once a year in different places. Sort of wish you could just do it once and keep it forever in the same spot. But then again, you hear about other things that we use trees for, like cinnamon or cork, and you're just like, we just brutalize those trees. I don't know, chat. What here? What's chat's opinion? Do we have any steak aficionados out there that know all of the different cuts? Would you take a porterhouse or would you take a hanger steak at the same price? Because they were selling porterhouse at the same price point per pound. But I personally think that's the win right there. These have been cleaned up quite a bit. That one's a nice, like, that's a nice square one. We got some pro butchers here. But I am going to cheat these further and make some people cringe, perhaps. And I'm going to butterfly this. Now that is why hanger steak is beautiful. It's a pain if you get it unbutchered, which I have in the past, and my normal source for it, it's normally, vacuum packed by them. So it's sort of hard to tell, and but you normally have a nice thin layer of cartilage in the center. I think that makes this even more pricier, that they have taken that cartilage layer out of this already. Like, I would say that this is considerably worth more than a porterhouse. More surface area, more juices leave. Keeping time out of that factor. You cook it quicker, higher heat. Yeah, doesn't matter. And for that reason, I am going to cut these in half too, so that I have 4 individual to sear. I'm not going to hammer these flat at all. But in order to use a smaller pan and get that pan hotter, these are still a good 1/2 inch thick here. Thin point there, but that's not going to be direct on the pan. All right, we're going to start heating our potatoes and start cooking them. I'm going to have a sip of my drink, which I'm feeling like this is a little muddy, chat. I feel like... Yeah. I think it's time for a cookie, too. Try one of these out and see if I like them or not. No chocolate pulse, but... oh well. It's like a cross between a brownie and a cookie. a good time. So large pan in the back corner, I'm going to start warming this up. But with a relatively, say, a medium-low flame. And then this one over here, we're going to be heating up full force. What you burning? What's burning? I don't know what's burning, but I don't care about it. I got chocolate stuck in my tooth. We're gonna wait for this to get nice and hot. And I'm gonna add some oil to the pan. And turn the fan on high. I apologize. Let me know if this is too annoying on the audio. I don't see it really on the audio at all right now, which is beautiful, but amazing that I can turn a fan on high on my stove and have it only partially come through on stream. Lots of work has been put into that by me over the years, between switching audio sources and a lot of work. I don't know audio either. I don't have any audio education. You mean you don't lick the plate yourself, Ham Hock? Is that just me? Cat hair omelets. Ew. Ew. And they are sort of like rolled like that. Oh. Just starting to smoke here. But we want this smoking. And this is high heat oil. This is not olive oil. This is sunflower oil. So we're approaching 500 degrees there.
They're a nutritious and delicious part of the morning meal. Starting with salting our first side of our first one. Like I said, ripping pan and small piece of meat to start with too. Mostly because I can very much picture what you're talking about. I know exactly what that is. I grew up with cats. I may not have them now, but I was going to throw them up in that heated pan, but that's going to overcook them, so I'm just going to set them off to the side initially. I'm heating this up to make a sauce under the assumption that this is going to get too roasty. We'll see. If I can use the flavor that I build in this pan here, doing this, why not incorporate it into the sauce? But if it gets too hot, yeah, Dance with the Felines, you gotta learn how to cut all this for me now. That's your job. You gotta deal with the meat. Butcher all that for me. Zoom right. No, that's just your roll in chat. I give sprinkles. You know, like there used to be someone that used to always come into chat and had a different pie every time they came into chat. It's sort of like that. No. I would like it into rather large medallions. Say, 1.5 to 2 inch thick. And well cleaned. I don't want any of the chain on there. I don't want any of the connective. I don't want any silver skin. You know, go ahead and sell that chain as beef tips to someone else.
Oh, it's good flavor. Throw it in the soup. Let it cook for 3 hours. And I use it for the sauce. Don't serve it to me. Try searing these on this side first. This steak is also known as the butcher's steak. It's the steak the butchers used to always take home because it was the best piece of meat and it was a pain to clean up, even more so than a tenderloin. Yup. Them butchers. Actually, it's really true. Butchers and fishmongers are among the most scrupulous people I have ever met in my life. They will lie, steal, cheat, plunder. They'll do their best to sell you ice all day long. Oh, that's what you're after today? I'm the only one that you're going to find that from here. You know, I'm the only one that keeps that around here. No one else cares about that product. If you find it, you're probably going to find it 10 times as much. I might be using this pan for dinner tonight, chat. I might be using this to make our sauce. I think actually I'm going to cut the heat on the back burner just because that's going to be the one I'm going to use it, I think. No, we don't want any kitchen fires. Kitchen fires are bad. Mini, they're in the info section of the Discord. Let me see. Well, to start off, Bouchard is third. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. There's 17 ranks past that. No, they all start at porters, which essentially a rank above dishwasher, but just barrel. It's the dishwasher that does a few extra things in the kitchen. The gophers of the kitchen. You don't know anything, so we're going to start off by teaching you the very basics of where everything is in a restaurant. You have a rank, Ham Hawk. Type ! rank. At least I think that command's active right now. Yeah, there we go. Not quite, Boucher. Okay, heat off of that. I'm just going to let that sit for a moment. Akami? Very beginning. Like I was telling you before, porter, they're essentially like a special dishwasher. It's a step up from that. They're the very beginning hire that only does food stuff. Very beginning cook. Here, dice onions for 6 hours a day. Now we gotta work our ways up. So we'll start off with a little booze here in our hot pan, throwing some brandy in there to reduce down. A little water to reduce down with that. Work out some of that deliciousness on the bottom of the pan here from the steak. Throw a touch of better than bouillon in there. Yay, kitchen appreciation weekend or week. Time to polish all the copper. All right, heat back on in the pan. So we got sort of beef stock. And brandy there. Reducing down. Next we gotta add in the coffee. It's starting to get warm, so I'm throwing this back in the fridge. Bit of heavy cream. Lots of pepper. That's up to a nice boil. I think those have probably done much of their work. Set that back there for the moment. Start heating up the pan for our carrots. A little heavy cream. This is going in the microwave. Microwave. I don't know, Chet seems to talk about sex and everything else while I'm cooking. I don't know why a toilet's any different. I mean, it's all ending up there anyways. So we've got our reduction here. And turn the heat down on that, way down now. Turn that off because that pan's too hot, I think, already. We're doing okay. Yeah, it's mighty hot. That is mighty hot. Yeah, is everyone hydrated tonight? Is everyone staying hydrated? I should check if everything's showing up properly. Let's see here. Those are there. That's there. Those are there. Nice. And now we're going to finish this deliciousness off with just a little butter. Emulsify all that deliciousness in there. This pan's probably cooled down enough now that we can turn the heat back on. Add in our garlic. Add in our carrots. Do White Claws count? No, water. H2O. Alcohol is lovely, but it dehydrates you. You need to drink more water when you're drinking alcohol. Same thing for caffeine. There's our beautiful sauce for our steak tonight. And before we completely char that, we're going to mix our honey, coffee, and Vegemite in there. Strain the potatoes. And over on the cutting board, we'll add our butter in there, potatoes. Start mashing madly. Those are still a bit thick. Cutting the heat on that. So, improvising, adding some sour cream. We need some salt and pepper. I thought the heat off was off on the sauce. It is now off on the sauce too. Plate up time. Yes, there's coffee in the sauce. A little parsley. Purposely somewhat roughly cut. You cut some of these things too perfectly and just doesn't look natural. You cut super fine herbs, I just don't think it looks authentic a lot of the time. You know, it's out of a freeze-dried bottle. Got our coffee glazed carrots. We have our sauce. I think that looks pretty delicious right there. What do you think, chat? Finger was but got computer confused. What is going on here? Why are you not taking photos? Let's just close everything. Why aren't you working, camera? Portrait. You won't change. Now you won't let me take a photo. Why won't you let me take a photo? Why do I have this like small circle thingy going on? I don't see any more moisture on the screen. I am totally confused at what's going on here with my phone. And no, it's not an Apple. I don't like Apple phones. Like, it's not taking photos in normal mode either. I've never had this happen before. It's like so buggy. Like, I think we're gonna try and restart the phone. I gotta take a photo before I eat that. I want to eat that now. All right, while we're waiting, we'll set up the ice cream. We'll start doing ice cream. We'll turn the fan off. And so, as I was saying before, I've sort of pre-made the ice cream here. I'm gonna have to mute because this machine is super loud. But we're gonna make ourselves some bourbon and coffee ice cream. Latch that into the interior chamber thingy. Lock it in. Turn it on. Lock it in even further. Mute chat so you don't hear this thing sound like it's going to take over my house. Okay. So we've now made our ice cream. Let's see how this turned out. I did not follow a specific recipe for this. It might not be the best ratio. Yep, we're a bit fat heavy here. So it's looking a little greeny almost like now. Not smooth like that yet. So we'll give this a minute, and I'm going to run it in the machine a second time. In the meantime, I'm going to try this steak out with this coffee reduction sauce. And wow, it's maybe a bit salty. I don't care, it's delicious. I don't care, that's delicious. Okay, round 2 on the then. Just finishing up this quiet part. Yeah, felines. That's why I throw it in all my photos. It's not because I have any particular specific love of my knives. I love my knives, but not that much. It's because it automatically throws my name and everything I take photos of. It's quite handy that way. There was an awesome knife shop near, I have no idea if they still exist or not, but there was a knife shop up in, is it Rhinebeck? Somewhere just north of the Culinary Institute in New York. And they had a machine that they could do name engraving and do it properly. Like, you go and ask someone to get your name engraved 90% of the time, and, you know, it's someone with one of those little hand dancey things that just vibrates, does an ugly job of it. That was done well over 15 years ago, so it was before, like, you know, you can probably go into like a Things Remembered or something like that and have something practically 3D engraved. This was before that. Someone had figured it out how to do it an old school way, properly on knives. It was a knife shop, so it was the place for someone to have set something like that up. And right near the Culinary Institute, so probably a few chefs walking. Let's see what we get here. This is still on the fat, heavy side looking. Oh, that's nice and soft though. So bourbon coffee, vanilla, cream. Now, I don't know if I like this. There's another place I go and get an espresso ice cream from. It's pretty damn good. I don't know if this is better or that. Not. Yeah, I can deal with that. I can live with that. I think this is something tolerable. We can do this. Let's just do a hand shot with that. So you think this is a winner for coffee, chat? Does anyone want to try any of these as far as their coffee stuff in the future here? That's how your ice cream is out of the freezer, right? This sauce here is amazing. This was a hit. Coffee glazed carrots. Maybe a little bit less so. Garlic is a nice contrast. Like these are the sauces here and the glaze here, flavor-wise, very much in the same ballpark, other than the garlic. And the garlic is nice, setting that off from the other stuff. My last console was a Sega Genesis. I'm throwing this in the freezer too with the ice cream for later. No, it's been quite a while, Mel. It's been, I want to say, almost 2 years since I've been regularly posting on Instagram. I've made a couple of posts since then, but yeah, I started. Threads has me sort of moving back into meta a little bit. They're pulling me back in, but not entirely. And I have always, well, I basically fell out of favor with Facebook. In my opinion, I didn't like what Facebook is, and I don't really love Threads either. I just like it more than Twitter these days. I just got into Blue Sky, so I'm checking out Blue Sky. I just downloaded the app to that the other day. But I have a Mastodon too, but I haven't really got into Mastodon. Mastodon hasn't hooked me. I tried it, I gave it a shot. I try to give all of them at least a little bit of a shot. But I'm gonna go and enjoy this now, chat. I'm gonna go enjoy this deliciousness. Let's see here. Who's online tonight?
Well, I've been greatly enjoying the last couple of days. I still have... I completely burnt myself on Minecraft, chat. But I still have been enjoying watching a fair number of the Hermitcraft videos. And they're just... The last couple of days I've been absolutely hooked on the new minigame that they have going on in there. And so I'm going to send all you lovely folks off to a member of the Hermitcraft crew. They're going to be a giant stream, so we may be a splashing ocean here. But I'm going to send all you lovely folks to go hang out with iJevin, who is doing decked out runs. Very cool game. Yeah, I'll leave it at that. Beyond just being, built in survival Minecraft, it's rather ridiculous. Back here on Friday, doing some crazy burger recipes. Gonna be making buns, gonna be caramelizing onions, doing a blackened burger with blue cheese. Should be deliciousness. And then we've got the long stream on Sunday before I head off on a week break. So I hope you come back to join me either Friday or Sunday, maybe both. And I'll see you after my break. Have a great night, everyone. Good night.